So I'm back with a separate video to talk about what happened with this bag. In here I have my Coach Cassie bag, and if you missed the unboxing of this video, I've linked it in the description box below. But essentially what happened was that when I unboxed the bag, there was some damage that occurred in transit, and there was some undeclared damage to the bag as well. So immediately after the unboxing of the bag, I put it straight back into the box, more or less in this condition. So the strap was, resting up here like so. But I put it back in the box and also back in the original padded envelope bag that it came in. And let me show you the condition of the bag now. So here is what the bag looked like now. If you recall in the first video, this flap was folded over in transit and therefore it was sticking out, and immediately after the unboxing I packed it away again, but with the flap flattened, and this is how it looks now. It looks so much better, doesn't it? So all these defects with the glazing leaking on the flap over here and also a little bit on the corners of the bag over here, unfortunately that's still there. And the pen marks on the back were there in the original unboxing and that's still there, and all these leaking glazing along the edge of the slip pocket over here, that's still there. If you know a way of removing this glazing stain or this glazing leakage, can you please leave me a comment? In any case, I only checked back on this bag after the case was settled by eBay, and let me tell you the whole story of what happened. So very promptly after my initial unboxing, I got in touch with the eBay seller again to say, dude, there's some damage and this occurred in transit, I believe. And before the seller posted it to me, he did talk about these extra stains that they discovered before the bag was posted, but after the bag was listed. So I'm like, fine. And I said, but what you didn't declare is like there's all these extra glazing leakage now here on the bag compared to the original listing. So although you pointed out these pen marks to me, what wasn't pointed out was this extra leakage of glazing since the bag was advertised. So although that stain was declared, none of this were in the pictures in the listing. And since the bag arrived in a condition that I did not expect, I would like to return it for a full refund. I also made it explicitly clear, but very politely, that I was not going to be paying for the return postage of the bag because, none of this is my fault. But this case was slightly complicated in that half the damage was inflicted by eBay and the rest was not declared by the seller. So who's meant to cover the refund, right? So the communication from the seller, I would say, was just mediocre. So every time I asked a question, I'd have to nag them a little bit to get a response. And based on the mediocre responses that I got from the seller, here's what I understood happened. When I first requested the return, the seller accepted it quite quickly. However, he encountered some problems trying to create a returns label for me, and that was because the bag was sent to eBay first. So he only had eBay's address, or the authentication office, I guess, where they would check the bag. He only had that address. He actually didn't have my delivery address, and therefore he was unable to create a returns label. So that was the first stumble. I believe that the seller also got in touch with eBay to say, hey, this is a problem. During your checking process, the bag was packaged incorrectly and it caused some damage to the bag, and now the buyer is not happy with the bag. The seller did tell me that he was trying to chat to eBay. In any case, about 2 weeks since the case was opened, I suddenly got a notification from eBay that I was going to get a refund for this purchase. So yay, win for me. I was really happy with that outcome. Now, because I have also heard that, once people have been issued a refund by eBay, the expectation is that the parcel goes back to the seller, whether or not the item was significantly damaged or not. So I was trying frantically to try and return the item, but remember the seller was unable to create a returns label for me. I did actually investigate to see how much it was for me to post it back to the seller, and I sent those quotes to the seller. I said, look, I've been refunded, thank you very much. Now I want to send the bag back to you. How am I going to do this? Here are some quotes from Australia Post as to how much this will cost you if I send the bag back to you, because I was concerned that if I didn't send it back, my refund would be reversed, and of course I didn't want that to happen. After me chasing him down again a few times saying, hey, do you want the bag back? Hey, do you want the bag back? Finally, I said, look, if you don't get back to me, I want to get rid of the bag. If you want it back, please let me know. I want to send it back to you, or I'm going to dispose of it. And he finally then said, no, I don't want the bag back. By that time, about 2.5 weeks had passed, and I hadn't looked at the bag the whole time. So I then had to decide what to do with the bag. So I went ahead and pulled it out, and this is what it looks like now. So it looks so much better now with the flap folded down. I didn't anticipate that it would just, you know, recover so well. I am still trying to decide what to do with it. I feel like it's too nice just to throw away. I could list it again on eBay. All these tags are still on. Or I could just use it a bit and try and sell it again afterwards. I just feel like all these defects, even if I used it a little bit, I don't think it'll make a difference in the resale price. I don't know, what do you think? I think I could maybe also even take it to a bag service to see if they could turn this all pink so that this glazing issue is not that obvious. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know your experience, leave me a comment. Or do you think this bag is pretty enough to use, or should I just resell it? I don't know. Anyway, I cannot emphasize enough again how important it is to have video evidence. Because I had video evidence of the unboxing, it just made the returns so much easier to prove that, look, this was not my doing. I do have another video coming out about how a piece of video evidence saves me again. So if you're interested, definitely subscribe, turn on notifications so that you'll be informed when that video goes live. If you found value in this video, certainly give me a like, because that would really help out my channel as well as this video. If you have any questions, leave me a comment as well. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see my really disappointed face when I first opened up this parcel to discover the damage on this bag, go ahead and click over here.